It is with real pleasure and delight that I want to introduce to you Dave Clegg. I've had the great, immense pleasure of working with the campaign to try and get Dave known everywhere and elected. And he is every bit the wonderful person that we think he is. Through and through, all through his bones and his soul, he believes in what he talks about and what he wants to do with the criminal justice system. We have such an opportunity in America right now to change everything from the bottom up. And if we can get our DA position changed to hold a person in it who has that kind of integrity, we're a part of something major and different and new. And I am so honored to be able to work for Dave. Never mind all his accomplishments, but just really, he's really a good human being. So without further ado, Dave Clegg.
Thank you, Amy. You forgot to mention the halo effect. Sunshine, 100% rain. Well, doesn't just happen, folks. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. So thank you, Amy. Oh, look, we've got wonderful people here. One of the things I've been walking around saying is, this is so uplifting. This is so heartwarming. This means so much to me to see each one of you here. Each one of you is somebody I would love to spend more time with, because you're all good, you're all compassionate, you all care about the human condition, you all want to make a difference in this world, and that's why we're going to do it in this election. I talk a lot about how important it is to have the right DA. Now, we've had generation upon generation of DAs that see their job only as putting people in jail, being punitive, and keeping law and order. And all this time, it's come to me that actually what you're supposed to be doing is pushing and enforcing justice in our community. Justice for everyone. Justice for the victims as well as the families of the victims. Justice for everyone involved. For too long, we have criminalized portions of our community. Usually the most downtrodden parts of our community have suffered the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune at the hands of our criminal justice system. We can change that. We can make it better. This is not pie in the sky stuff. I talk about restorative justice. As you know, I was chair of the Human Rights Commission for the last 5 years. And Joe, you know how hard we've worked to make human rights the core issue in our community with our school system that has used that zero tolerance policy towards students. And you know who that hurts? If you have zero tolerance, the white middle class person does fine, but the person with some trauma in their background, or poor, or persons of color, or persons of mental illness, those are the persons that suffer under those conditions, and they get lost. And then you know what happens? They wind up in our criminal justice system, and then they wind up in jail. We talk about all these issues because they're important. We spend 7 times more than we need to incarcerate people than to rehabilitate people. We should be changing our resources to make sure that we find treatment for the people who need treatment. Take addicts and not criminalize them and not incarcerate them, but find a way to repair them. I talk about this, thank you. And I was on the front lines of this, folks. I was on the front lines back in the 80s with the crack cocaine epidemic and the AIDS epidemic. And every person that I saw as a public defender in city court in Kingston, their lives were on the line. They were going to get AIDS if they continued to stick needles in their arm. I was fighting like heck, or like hell. Being a deacon, I'd say heck, to get every person treatment. And I was fighting an uphill battle against the DA's office that thought, no, they've already had their chance. They got one chance, one bite at the apple, and the next bite is they're going to spend in jail. And then the next time they come in, they're going to spend in jail. And so you have that vicious cycle, that circular jail time, jail time, jail time. They come out, and you know what? they're still addicted and they're still dangerous to our community because they haven't been treated. And we now finally have the chance to put that into place. We have the chance to not criminalize everybody. We have the chance to keep at-risk kids out of the criminal justice system. Let's catch those high-risk kids before they enter that. Let's do those programs, right? Let's make sure. I've mentored kids for 25 years as a basketball coach. I've had all the good and the bad and the ugly there, and by the end of the season, they're all on the same page. You can reach kids, and my wife was a special ed teacher, knows the same thing. If some young person finds out that somebody cares about him, somebody really cares about him, they want to help him, and they tell him, you're really something special, you know what, they can hear that. And that's what the restorative justice approach is about. That's what I wanted to put into place. Now, I could keep going with this for a long time, as you know. And this is a night of fun. This is a night to be in brotherhood and sisterhood with each other. You've really made this a special moment in my life. So I thank you all for being here. I do have to say, this is a fundraising opportunity. I have to talk about this, or else I'm in trouble with these two. Isla and Casey, my two wonderful campaign managers. So if by chance you have something left after paying for the sum you had to pay to get on this boat, which I hope you really enjoyed, if by chance you have something more, they are willing to accept new contributions. We're slightly short of our goal here, and the point of this is fundraising allows us to spend all our time at the latter stages of this race out in the field. Me being out there every day, me being in all places in our community trying to raise these issues, which is so important. I don't get the chance to do that unless we raise sufficient funds to be in that position. So once again, thank you all. You've touched my heart, and have some more fun. Let's dance it. Let's do some dancing. Thank you.
Also, I have someone's keys. If your name is Ian Westergreen, find me. I have your BMW.
Also, feel free to throw things in the guitar case. These guys did a discount show for us.